Why women are single. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. It has finally hit the mainstream media. The birth rate in the United States is at an all-time low. Forget the talk shows of who's the father. That's just an undignified woman going on TV for pay, for a story that might not even be true. Forget the women who have 4 kids or even 12. The truth is, in 30 years, this country is going to be hurting. In 30 years, this experiment that the Roman Empire went through also at its end is going to come to a close. That is, the Roman Empire listened to women and started no fault divorce. Sound familiar? Now, female experts on women are speaking up, and they are coming out against women in a practical way. These are professional women who offer services such as advice, speed dating, matchmaking, etc. And they're all quitting. Why? Because they have all concluded that women are single due to their overwhelmingly unrealistic ideas about what a man is, such as he's not your girlfriend. He's not going to express his feelings. He's not even going to talk that much. He's not considerate. He's not super sensitive. He's not a playboy, which is only there for his own momentary excitement. He doesn't look like a woman. He's not 6'2", because only 2% of men are over 6'2". That includes gay dudes. So more like 0.1% of guys are over 6'2" that would even mess with a woman. So that's taking out all of the guys in jail, all of the gay dudes, all of the old dudes, and all of the young dudes, too young to date to begin with. And at 6'2", the women he can choose are less than 1% of the women himself. And you're not in that 1%, boo boo. In fact, only 13% of the entire male population is over 6 feet tall. So if you're going after 13% of the men, you're going to have to bring it. If he's a playboy, he's not a husband. Do I need to repeat that? If he's a playboy, he's not a husband. He's not looking to be a husband. If you're a playgirl, no man will ever identify you as a wife. If you don't bring anything to the table except being a playgirl, no man will marry nor seriously date you. You can't force him to be attracted to you. You can't force him to marry you, not even pretending to get pregnant for it. You can't force him to be loyal if you're a playgirl. You made that bed, now sleep in it. If you're a playgirl for 10 years after 18, you won't ever be able to be a wife because that lifestyle has you more than eating, and you won't be able to give it up. Unless you're a young wife, more than likely you won't be able to have a healthy opinion or view of the everyday man because the playboy will perform magic for you nightly. Then we have to look at what women have painted the world to be for men. 20 years ago, women talked about they wanted men to commit, commit, commit. Then, with the left hand, they started taking them to the cleaners in divorce court, destroying not only the relationship, but also the family wealth and the family children. A lot of women didn't understand that the only people that got the big payday in divorce were the lawyers. Luckily, that has actually died down, and the mainstream media, on behalf of those same divorce lawyers, are trying to promote that divorce is still going on. But the new numbers are showing middle class women are 80% likely to stay married to their husbands. It's the poor women that have little to no self control of how they feel day to day, or they think they're going to get paid. While that's a perception, unfortunately, divorce doesn't work out for women. And I'll explain that right here. Most women end up not just broke, but sometimes homeless 5 years after a divorce. While that's true in the black community, divorce actually happens much less regularly, and marriage is the single biggest lifter out of poverty for black people than any other factor. Not a better job, not a better education. Funny that the mainstream media fails to mention that, eh? But those women have to make sure they don't divorce the husband, or they're doomed to complete failure because they fall is swift and steep. However, the divorced husband almost always not only lands on his feet, but married life changes men financially, and being a father almost triples and quadruples a man's outlook on finance. Once a man takes on responsibility of raising a family, he's forever changed. So while women are portrayed as nurturers and better for children, nearly all of the data is against that myth. Women change very little after marriage and after giving birth. In fact, today's woman almost has no difference before and after marriage and divorce. Her psyche is completely unaffected by childbirth, only insofar as requiring a man or the state to virtually take care of it for her, be that financially or physically. Regardless of that fact, that single fathers far surpass women in every aspect of providing a much better lifestyle and ending success for the children in their entire life, throughout their life, than single mothers, women are still overwhelmingly given custody in a divorce. Because of all this, women are single. They don't present themselves to men as wife material to begin with, and most aren't prepared nor desire a family or a legacy. The millennials are now growing out of their childbearing years, and the numbers are terrible. They're not having children, and that is going to have a lasting impact on the entire country. Why are women single? Because they made a single sandwich, a single bed, a single house, and a heart built only to love themselves. And while they're at it, they still blame men for them being single. Divorce is a terrible, horrible problem for men, and unless the woman is already middle class, they are virtually not wife material. And as a playgirl, they need to be honest with themselves. Women, if you're a playgirl, you need to be honest with yourself and admit that you don't want to commit. They don't want to hang with the playboys. I'm sorry, they want to hang with the playboys that do magic nightly. Thank you for watching. Like the video, leave a comment. It's free.